In figure 1, we observe that the two persons pushing the car and the car is going from left to right. Now, suppose we don't want the two men to push the car. We wish only one man push the car but create the same effort as the two men. We have seen single man pushing the car with the same effort as the two men together. In this example, the single man doing the same job as the two persons. The single man can be called as resultant of the two men. Thus, in both cases, same force is applied on the car. The car is moving same direction and the same distance. The single man is applying the same force as the two men. The single man can be called as resultant of two men. Now, the same example can be given by using following diagram. The two forces are acting on the body. In the second case, single force is acting on the body. When the two forces are acting on the body is going from one end to another end. Now we don't want the two forces to be acting on the body. We want to replace the two forces by single force, but the single force must create the same effect as the two forces. We observe that even the single force is acting on the body is moving the same distance with same velocity. The single force acting on the body in place of the two forces is called resultant force. Let us see the same animation once again. We observe that two men were pushing the car and the car is going from left to right. A single man is pushing the car is going from left to right. The single force resulting due to large number of forces acting on the body is called resultant force. The resultant of two or more vectors is a single vector called resultant vector. Now consider a body acted upon by a horizontal vector and the body moves as shown in animation. Now we assume the body is acted only by another vector q in vertical direction and the body moves in vertical direction as shown in animation. Now we assume that the body is acted upon by both vector p and vector q collectively at a single instant of time and we observe the motion of the body. We have observed the body nor moving in the direction of vector p nor in the direction of q but taking the direction of r. The vector r is called resultant vector. For this experiment, we can draw a vector diagram as shown. Vector p taken in horizontal direction, vector q taken in vertical direction, and resultant vector can be drawn by the third side of triangle. We observe that the vector r nor the direction of p nor the direction of q but vector r takes its own direction. Let us see the animation once again. At the right side diagram, we observe that the vector r is drawn as if vector p and vector q are absent, even though physically they are present, but the net effect takes the direction of vector r. as if vector P and vector Q are absent. Thus, vector P is the one side of the triangle, vector Q is the another side of the triangle, and vector R gives the third side of the triangle. Vector R joins the tail of the vector P and head of vector Q. Thus, resultant is obtained by joining the tail of vector P and head of vector Q. From above discussion, we conclude resultant vector is one which gives collective effect due to multiple vectors acting on a body. Resultant vector has its own magnitude and direction. The resultant vector R neither go in the direction of vector P nor the direction of Q but takes its own direction. The magnitude of resultant vector depends upon 1. Angle between vector P and vector Q. Also, magnitude of resultant vector depends upon magnitudes of vector P and vector Q.